Hi, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening from whenever you're calling in from or watching this recording from. It's quite a hot day here in the UK. So you're going to be hearing the sound of the fan blowing on the background. So please just bear with me. And also had a very, possibly a long day. Had a long week, to be honest, really. And from Friday, it's just been too much of work, work in terms of church and everything, ministry and stuff. So I'm possibly gonna share the video of my experience, very first experience singing to close to 40,000 people on a stage. It's quite mind blowing for me, a humbling experience. So I'm gonna share with you guys so you guys can you know see as well what I've been practicing, doing rehearsals for throughout the week. Okay, enough about my singing experiences. Let's go straight into business. You can see what the week looks like. Not very many news releases this week. Sunday is silent. Monday just the yen. Tuesday is silent. Then from Wednesday, if you look at it top down, you can see that the euro um, seem to be the pair we should be looking forward to trading more this week because you have news release on Tuesday and I'm sorry, on Wednesday and on Thursday. So let's just put that into consideration as we trade. Friday we have the USD news release. So let's just put all of that into perspective as we trade. So I'm going to be looking into the charts now to see what is available. So starting off, remember we're looking at this particular pair right here, AUD USD. I'm still looking at it. I'm still trading it. Now it jumped up as we expected it. I did say that it would come to, if you're gonna take a trade, you possibly take a trade at this place and possibly TP here. And if it breaks above that, then you can start looking for the next TP. Yep. I took mine expected and it went on. I'm still in the trade, but now I'm in negative because I think I entered at this level. I don't know if I entered at this level, I don't know, but anyway, it's not if I entered at this level, possibilities that it may actually come down and still get me into the negative, but that's not a problem because I'm not looking to get out of this trade soon, unless of course it comes in. I think my stop loss is somewhere around here, unless it comes down, kicks me out. But until then, I will still be holding it down, even though it's coming down. Remember, we don't fear pullbacks. Pullbacks are part of the business. But if you entered at this level, then possibly might have a little bit of drawdown, but I should expect your stop loss to also be below here or somewhere around there. So if it is, then you're still good. Trade is still good until it hits your stop loss. But this is ultimately, this is where I'm expecting this. We've really been expecting this thing to push up. It's been going up and down. So ultimately, this is where I'm expecting this trade to go to because of that double bottom. So because of that double bottom, I expected it to go to that level. This level, that's a whole lot of money within here. Remember what I told you guys that that's it, over 1,200 pips, 1,200 and is that 1,272 or more? Thousand, okay, 1,000. Let me see that accurately. 1,283 pips, 80 pips. So remember what I told you that if you to get, you may not get that in one day, in 2 days, sometimes not even in 1 month. That much per pips. The market is going to give you a fight. But if you look at what's been happening, it pushed up, then you had that massive drawdown, then price pushed up again. That drawdown, deep drawdown, pushed up again. So this is possibly what we're going to be expecting until it gets to the. So it's just the most important thing is getting a good entry. That's why I always advocate for looking for the highs and the lows, the highest level of the point or the lowest level. Just look for those trades. I wish I did enter at this point and it came back. I think I had my stop loss, moved in too close. I just wanted to make sure I secure a good amount of profit before, but it came all the way, pushed me out, and then, continued to the upside. Which is good. Sometimes those things happen. So, but now I got another entry at this level. Now it's back again, but we're not gonna be deterred by that. Just keep pushing. So if you haven't entered yet, this may be a good place for you to start looking for a trade, because I'm still very much um, um, biased towards the upside for this AUD USD. So another one is this one as well. We saw an entry here. Remember that inverted head and shoulder played out nicely. We got an entry here, and then price pushed up. I don't know what happened on Friday, but this happened and pushed the market down again. But it was still good because our stop loss is way below here. I think either here or somewhere around here, but it's still good. We don't have any reason to fret. Normally, remember what the rules are for entering inverted head and shoulders or head and shoulders. Your stop loss is either the shoulder is always below the shoulder, or the head, but the head is too high. I mean, or either too high or too low, depending on either is inverted or the head and shoulder itself. So if you were to put a stop loss, should be somewhere here, because you know that your TP would be way higher than what your stop loss would be. So, but right now it's down, it's coming down. It's absolutely fine. I don't have any reason to worry. I would have some reason to worry if it comes below here and then comes close to where the stop loss is. But it's all good. This is where our TP is still, we're still looking to take our TP. If we can get there, look at it from the higher time frame. So that's what level we're looking at. Price came all the way down to that level. Every time we got to that level, rejected and went back up, got to that level, rejected, went back up, then came back there. So I'm expecting that to play out again. So that's why we're trading that. This is where we're going to for how many pips if we got an entry here. Some 330 pips. Okay, so AUD JPY. In fact, I think it seems all of the Aussie pairs are bullish. So like this one, you can see the inverted head and shoulder playing out as well. As you can see, it hasn't broken below, still within consolidating on the So for some people that want to trade consolidations, you might okay, you could put that into consideration. Let me see if I can draw a map around that. So people that love to trade consolidation, so it's not a very clean one anyway. So I wouldn't really bother trading it. It's not a very clean consolidation. But really, where the money is when this breaks above. This breaks above. This is where the money is at. Excuse me. Yeah, this comes back here. That's where the money is at. So you have to wait for this to break that level and then come back into it. Then you can take your money. Either you take it there, let it break above, and then you can grab more. But ensure that you always have your stop loss moved into profit. So that's for AUD JPY. I'm trying not to make this as long. So as this and this one again, the same thing. Remember, we're trying to trade this based on that analysis, double bottom, and we're trying to take it back to the top. If you see here, it seems like an inverted head and shoulder playing out. Yep. So possibly that inverted left shoulder, right shoulder, the head, and all of that happening. I did get an entry here. Fantastic. In fact, I think I got two entries. I got one here and I got another one here. So price kind of pushed below those levels. I think I have my stop losses, so it hasn't given me reason to worry yet. So it's still good. But as you can see, this is a drawdown for me now. It's all good. But this is where we're going to first, and then maybe if that breaks above, we'll go in there. So again, if you haven't entered, who knows, you wait for it to come back up, you know, or let me see, you might wait for it to come back into that level or wait for it to break this level. Sometimes some people would prefer to let it break where it's gotten to before so that they can be sure that at least it's going up. Some people like to see that. Some people don't like to trade at the bottom, especially when you have that force being pushed down. So they want to see that come back into that level. It's not a bad trade. Some people would say, okay, I think since it's come back to the level where we're expecting a trade and I missed it the first time, I'm possibly going to take one here. At least if I take a trade at this level, it means I'm possibly going to put my stop loss here. I'm better off than someone that took it at this level, you know. But that said, you don't even know what the market is going to do anyway. So you might enter here and it pushes all the way down before jumping up. So again, that which means that someone that waited, the guy that waited or the lady that waited to see this level broken would have become better off than you, because yeah, they only got the entry at this level and then Okay, but it's all good. We never know what the market is gonna. We're gonna play it as it occurs, that is, as it pains. All right, so that's where we are at that level. So I'm gonna move to the next one now. AUD and ZD, same thing. I've really been waiting for this one to play out. I'm not gonna stop waiting. That's this one. We're waiting for this inverted head and shoulder to play out, and they pushed back, actually pushed to the upside. I were glad and said, okay, now we're waiting for this to push above here so we can get more entry. But yep, kind of rejected and pushed below. So if you had your stop loss here, maybe this would have kicked you out already, But yes, opportunity, another opportunity is being created right now for another trade. So maybe you might want to wait to see that come back up. My, yep, that come back into that level, then you can look for to continuation, or you want to wait for that level, that main level that we were really waiting for before. So whatever you choose, the choice is just, but those are the two levels that you can look for your trade in, and you already know where the final bus stop is. We are going up here. This is where we're going to, you know, all things working together. Okay, so that's AUD NZD. So basically, all of the AUD pairs we are considering, where our bias is bullish. So NZD, Swiss franc, another good one that we were looking at last 2 weeks, inverted head and shoulder again. So I got an entry at this level. Price broke off, came into it, and we got an entry. So now it pushed up to that level, good level, and then what happened? Price pushed down. Now hasn't taken us out of position, so we don't have any reason to worry. So, but if you are not in it yet, you may want to put your sell limit here. I mean, buy limit here. Price could possibly, you know, just break into it before continuing to the upside, or might want to look for this happen, this trade at this level. When price would push to that level, then you can look for your entry at that level. But if you look for an entry at that high level, you have to make sure that you what's it called now, you TP soon, because sometimes price may just do that, then come back again before pushing. So that's if you but if I entered at this level, I'm more confident, because if it pushes to this, I already have my stop loss moved in, right? So if it pushes up to that level and then returns, I'm still good. So even though it does that, I know, compared to you that entered at this level. So whatever be the case, you might want to take early profit before you now see whether this is going to push to the upside to retest, then you can enter again. Yep. So that's how we trade that one. Next one, again, I don't want this to be too long. Another good trade, we're looking at NZD USD. Double bottom played out nicely. It didn't come into a level. We did have a buy limit at this level. It refused to come down. It stopped at that level. So we marked it and then looked for trades. Double bottom created at this level again. And then we said, okay, now let's look for an entry. I got an entry here. The price came back in and then dropped all the way below, went in and hit my stop loss. So that I left that one alone. So now it's creating, came there and then pushed to the upside. Absolutely, these things happen in the market. So now it's going, the inverted head and shoulder is playing out. So now I'm looking for another entry at this level, as you guys can see, looking for another entry at this level. So I'm waiting for this to come. Where is it now? Waiting for this to come down into that level so I can look for my trade. So that's that. Let me see if I can mark that up. Give that a definite line so you can know what number it is. I'll take this other one out. I'll take this blue line out. So that's the number we're waiting for. So we're waiting for price to come back into that level so that we can look for a trade to the upside. Yep. So that's your trade right there. Okay. NZD yen. Now you guys notice. Remember, I posted this one as well. That it comes back into that, and we can continue to see the upside. So this is where we're going to with that one. But this has already begun its move, so I'm not really going to look for anything. It's just been doing that up and down movement. So I'm not really going to be looking at this one, except it comes back into that level. Then you can say, okay, maybe another trade is in motion. Yep. Then yeah, but I'm not really going to consider this week. Euro NZD. Now these ones are expected to come back into that level and drop. See, as what you saw. Came back into it based on that analysis, up, down, up, down, up, down. And it's been playing out as we said it would. It's been playing out fantastic. Kali, if that's the word to use. So right now it's here. It's already begun its move. So I would say ignore this one. You can't, don't, no need to chase this one. It's already begun its move. It's almost halfway to where it's going to. Just wait till it gets to that level. Then we can start looking for another trade opportunity, which would be, unless it decides to break that level, as a very strong level. Unless it decides to break that level, then you can start selling. But for now, let this sell go until it comes down here. This is where, for those that have entered and those that has, so just wait for it to come to that level and then push. You can now look for your trade back there. It's a better opportunity to than trying to look for a trade here, because what can happen if you try to sell here, it could just go back up and then continue before continue, and then if you have your stop loss, possible have taken you out. So I would say, okay, unless of course you want to say, okay, there's a possibility it comes back into that level, which is quite possible, given the fact that yeah, it's not done any major pullback on the daily. It may come back and say, if you want to put that 1.66990 has been a good level for me as well. So if you want to put this a sell limit there, then that go ahead, just put the sell limit there, all right, and then this will be your TP. Let me see how many pips we got there. See if I got an entry here. That would be, yeah, good trade, 370 pips. So just look put on the 1 hour, 4 hour, there's really nothing to do. But on the daily, you can still look for a trade, put a sell limit there, stop loss somewhere around here, and then your TP here. Yep. If that is, if it chooses to come back up. Yep. So Euro Swiss franc. Yep, this one now is, I was expecting that to happen. As you can see, I was expecting that to happen, for that to break there, and then yes, it did play out. So it's now at that level. So possibility is that who knows? It's a level this level has not been broken in a long time. So it ended up being broken. So what may happen is that price may just continue to drop. May just break and then continue to drop. Or because it's already broken, that may just push up again, then continue to, but it's not broken that level in a long time. So as you can see, it was able to break it. It was able to break it. You see, was able to break that level, and then it continued to the downside. So even though it's going to come down, I would be, even though I'm going to be selling this, I'll be looking to sell this to this level instead. I'll be looking to sell it to that level, first. Then if it breaks that level, then I wouldn't be thinking of selling this all the way down here, because there's no assurance of that. But I wouldn't even be looking to start selling at this point. Why? Because this level hasn't been broken yet. But it would be, instead of looking for a sell, I would really be looking for a buy instead, because it is back at a key level. It's back at a key level. So possibility that, definitely, that price will always have a reaction at a key level. So it's going to have a reaction here, as you can see already happening now. So I might be looking for a buy, possibly back to that level. And if it wants to continue, then it can do that. Yeah, but until then, yeah, just wait for some form of rejection or what have you at that level, of some form of inverted head and shoulder, double bottom. Those are the things that we look at for when we want to trade. Yep. Or even a flag as well, some form of flag. Let me see, some form of flag like this, something like that, for price to continue to the upside. Yep. But then if that plays that, that's still in confluence to it being an inverted head and shoulder. Yep. So that's that one. Next, we're looking at Eurocard as well. Eurocard expected that, as you can see, guys, I maxed that up, that's going to drop, come back into it, and then, yeah, kind of came back, but not high enough to take us in, but this is where we're really going to take that out of the way. This is where we're really going to, so when that, I still feel maybe it might still go back up to that level before continuing to the downside. But either way, if we don't get that upside, we don't have any reason taking this trade. Yeah, we don't have any reason taking it. For some of us that haven't entered, because now this is something else that can happen. If you're so confident of the fact that this is going to go down, if you missed an entry, if you didn't enter, so you possibly have to look for another opportunity to take it. So at that level, so if it came down to that level, for instance, now how we trade, it came down to you got here, right? Came down to that level. What you will look for is for price to break that level. What some you will look for price to break that level and then come back into it for you to trade. Yeah, but stop loss possibly the highest. Yep, that's one way to look at it. But if you're not sure of that, you leave it till it comes back to a key level. Yeah, some people jump in and market, some by market. A few times I jump in by market when I'm so confident of that trade. Sometimes I just let it go altogether, but I let it go much more than I jump in by market. So, but your trade, I will still be looking for this trade to come into this level for my trade before I can take my trade. All right, so that's Euro card for that one. Euro Aussie. Remember we were looking at that head and shoulder, played out nicely, but well, not entirely true because it didn't come all the way to the top like we expected. That was our level, but price stopped halfway and then had that massive drop. And I would say it was really indeed a massive drop because it came from there. How many pips? 330 pips. 330 pips. So right now, this is where we're at. Okay, price broke that level. I missed it, but I had to look for another entry. So price broke it. Remember, guys, I said, okay, let's look for how to enter it. Broke it, and I said if it comes back into it, we look for a sell. So we got a sell there. So price came back down, you know, came back down. Now it's broken that level again. So we looked for maybe looking for a sell at this level. Although if you look at it right now, I think price has already come back into it. So I would say for this one, let me see, get this straightened out. I would say for this one, let me see on the higher time frame. It's a good trade to slowing down. I can maybe let me put a line there. You can maybe look for another entry at that level. So look for price to come back into it. Then you can look for another level down there. Yep, that will be your trade. So, but don't just jump in at this level. Make sure you're at a key level, either that level or back to that level, or back to the main level, which will be this level. Yep. But those are your areas. Those are where you'll be looking for trades. Right now, it's already begun the move. So, yep, we're just gonna watch it until it comes back, not just jumping by markets. The one I'm also interested in is this one right here. Remember, I said I expected that to come to that level, but as you can see, it's been throwing in rejections, massive rejections all over the place. So now I'm not looking for buying this market anymore. I'm looking for selling it. So where I'll be looking for my entry now will be for this to break this level and then come into that level. Then I'll look for my entry. This is where I'm looking to take this trade to, if I can get a good entry. So possibility is that price may just do this and then push up, so it's fine. It's absolutely fine. If it pushes up, it's okay. If it hits your stop loss, fine. Look for another entry, but it's eventually coming down. So a good level at that level, a good second level at that level, and then like that, another level, all of that. At the end of the day, may just only enter this with only 0.5 mini, and then you make good killing with it, because this is where I'm expecting it to get to if I can get an entry, a good entry at that level. But remember, we always seek to get good entries at the top, not in the middle. So this is where we are. Okay, so GBP USD. This one been playing with our emotions. So, but generally, anyway, where we are looking for a trade is this level, not anywhere else. I'm not looking to trade this thing except this thing comes into this level. I'm not looking to trade it at all. This is my level here. If it comes into here, so we could put a sell buy limit here or here, then we can start, talking. But anything under that, I'm not buying or selling. Except, let me see another reason if I'll be buying this. Let me see how low it needs to go before I can buy it. Okay. I think, yep, if I can get it coming back down here, again, then maybe I'll possibly look for another buy. But until then, excuse me. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay. So this is the level we're looking for trade just here. Anyways, the next one we'll be looking at, which will be the final. I'm not going to be looking at GJ. Will be this one right here. As you can see, the movement, good movement. That's drop, that's drop. That is happening again. So we're expecting a drop on here, and this has really been playing out the way we've been expecting it to. So possibility is that it may drop to that trend line that we marked. Let me see if I can show it on the higher time frame. So that's what we're looking for on the higher time frame. See that move? Came into it, drop, came into it, bounced, sorry. And now I'm expecting it to come into that level. And then if it comes into that level, then we can now start looking for that bounce, possibly, unless of course it breaks it. Unless of course it breaks it. This is why I mean it may just come into that level. Maybe confluence with that 1.76130, then we can expect the bounce. Unless it breaks that, then we can start looking for. So your trade is here. This is where your trade is, and this is where your TP is. So it needs to break that level. I'm gonna remodel that so I can see it. So possibly capture all of the so what you're looking for now, again, it's because it's so close down here, you wouldn't need to stay too long in the trade. You possibly might need to just scalp this one, just jump in and jump out. It's too close to the exit point. So if I were you, if you had not entered from the beginning, just to ignore this one. This one is already close to this place. But if you just want to trade it, then just look for a break of that level. Excuse me, look for a break of that level, some form of um, flag, and then you can TP at that point. That is your trade, but nothing beyond that except it breaks that level. Okay, so I said I didn't want this to be too long, so I'm just gonna stop this one for now. Oh, I said I was gonna look at gold. Oh, let me see. Would I look have the time? Yep, gold. Yep, gold. As gold, we expected that move. It played out nicely, but then it came back into that what's it called now? The triangle we created. But it's still good. Still a very good trade as long as it remains above there. But if it breaks into here, then we'll have. So if you're entering at this level, then possibly your stop loss would be either there or this one here, because this is where it will offer you a better entry point than when I entered here. Yeah. Okay, I think I got one here and I even got one here as well. So it will offer you a good point. I got one here. So it offer you a good point than someone that enters at this level. But make sure that you have your stop loss, so you don't lose out on the trade, because gold is quite expensive to trade as well. So yep, so that's your trade for gold. Okay, brings us to the end of the trade this session. I don't want it to be too long. So thank you guys. I'll see you on the other side. Have a fantastic trading week.